Hello, guys, and welcome back. We will be having the writer of this story is actually gonna view this video, and I welcome and I thank you so much for letting me read this story. It is an amazing story, as well as your other stories, but we will get to that later. This, as you read in the title, it is graced by Crash Landing 12. Crash Landing 12 is an amazing author. Arthur is amazing writing, and I recommend you checking out um, the writer's fanfiction page and reading all their stories. Now, that being said, let's get straight to what I'm known for. Blabbing on for the beginning of the video with no really conclusion afterwards. Anyways, I've been having quite a problem. I wasn't able to sign into fanfiction for a while, like a week. And during that time, I have been preparing myself. I have been like trying to do some things that improve myself, improve the quality of the video, as well as this and that. And I am going to be recording a couple videos today that I'm gonna have the recording file, so then I'll be able to work on them, edit them, and whatnot. So you guys won't be able to hear my mistakes anymore. And I will be trying to get music into them. But this is behind the scenes stuff, so you guys don't have to worry. Just sit back and enjoy the video. Another thing that I would like to point out before I get back into the reading is that I am not going to try to do any weird voices. I'm just going to talk normal, the way I end up talking. So hopefully you guys end up liking the way that I talk, because that's mostly what it's going to be about. Just me talking. Like most videos. But I'm not going to try to restrain myself with some of the things. Anyways, to the story, Grace by Crash. I already messed up your name. I am so deeply sorry. Grace by Crash Landing 12. It is a romance, crossover, adventure, and alternate universe. Now, personally, what I love to read is romance stories. I love romance, which I guess first started when I was doing YouTube videos, when I first started recording videos and recording videos for you guys. Oh my god, I can't stop, can I? Small town mayor Fluttershy has been forced into a marriage with Prince Blueblood after she'd rather be living on her own in her hometown of Ponyville with her animal friends. But Blueblood has taken a liking to her, though she is 10 years younger than him. After being introduced to the servants at the castle, she falls head over heels for one of the inducted servants, Discord, and begins a large and scandalous love affair with him, causing some shame and disgrace to the royalty of the kingdom. The Arthur's North. This fanfiction is a crossover with the movie, The Duchess, and bits and pieces of the book, The Phantom of Mayhem, and the musical Love Never Dies. This chapter is called Changes in Lifestyle. This is an incomplete piece of work, which I am kind of worried about because I kind of don't like reading incomplete work. I usually like reading completed work. But for you, I'll do it. Grace. Changes in Lifestyle. Fluttershy sat on an elegant silver throne. She was draped in a beautiful blue dress that was made by the steam streams from Manhattan. She was also wore a pair of black thighs and a pair of light blue flats on her hind legs. She looked like a princess, but sure didn't feel like one. Fluttershy wasn't used to castle life. She was just a young mare from a small town of Ponyville, but was now living the life of royalty in Counterland. Her mother had set up the marriage between her and Prince Blueblood, since the prince's role was to produce an heir, and he was interested by the young mare. Fluttershy had just recently turned 18, and the prince was 10 years older, but most ponies didn't really care about that. It had been 5 days since her marriage at the prince's, and she didn't think she'd last the rest of her life with him already. She had an exhausting day yesterday, and didn't get much sleep because of the prince and his failed attempts at being romantic. After a few minutes of silence, she closed her eyes and laid her head on her front hooves and fell asleep. Later, she woke to find the stallion's muzzle touching hers. It was Blue Blood. He turned his head, blushing hard. Oh, oh, don't be so hard on yourself, Fluttershy, Blue Blood said, laughing. You don't need to be shy anymore. We've been married for 5 days already. Fluttershy frowned. She wasn't in the mood to talk. Blue Blood? I'm tired, Fluttershy said, a slight tone of anger in her voice. Blue Blood was surprised by her slight change in tone. He lifted her chin with a hoof and smiled down at her. Fluttershy scoffed it and got up from the throne. Did you actually need something, or are you just here to ask more questions? She fixed her dress and began to walk down the stairs leading up to the throne. Well, I just need to tell you I'll be leaving for Ponyville to meet up with important ponies from the other cities and towns in Equestria. Princess Twilight will be there. Some ponies from Appaloosa will be there. There will be many mayors as well, Blue Blood said, walking behind her. Fluttershy's eyes widened at the mention of the word Ponyville. She missed that place dearly, even if she was living a normal life a week ago. Ponyville? Uh, do you think I can go with you? Actually, Blue Blood began, I thought it would be a good idea if you met all the servants. You will be here with me for most of your life, and I know all of the servants, and so shall you. Fluttershy sighed. I suppose that would be alright. The prince nodded and told one of the guards to tell the servants to prepare some tea and appetizers. Your Grace, a coach stallion called down. Your carriage is here. Blue Blood nodded. Remember, Fluttershy, if you need anything, the servants will help you. Blue Blood kissed her on the cheek and walked out of the castle. Oh, that is adorable. Blue Blood nodded. Fluttershy remembered. Remember, if you need... I just read that. Fluttershy sighed. Thank goodness he's gone. She whispered under her breath, Your Grace? An orange Pegasus guard called down. Your Grace? An orange Pegasus guard called down. You may go into the tea room now. Fluttershy nodded. Thank you. She said, and two unicorn guardians opened the door to the tea room. Fluttershy stepped into the tea room in a beautiful sight. There were beautiful painted teacups, teapots, and plates, all having the same theme of roses and other types of flowers. There was a vases of flowers and an assortment of different foods. At the corner of the room there is a record player playing classical music. She was surprised at how fast this was put together, by mere seconds. At the table there was 9 servants, all different shapes and sizes, leaving one empty chair. To the right of the empty chair sat a young unicorn filly wearing a simple but charming blue dress. She had a short, curly, light pink and purple mane that had green eyes. She smiled brightly at Fluttershy as she walked over to the empty chair. Sitting down at the table, she saw all of the servants' faces. They were all smiling, acting very proud that they put together of this duchess. Sitting down at the table, she saw all of the servants' faces. They were all smiling, acting very proud of what they put together for the Duchess. This looks lovely. Thank you all, Fluttershy said. The young unicorn next to her stood up from her chair. Your Grace, let me introduce you to every pony. I am Sweetie Belle. Oh my God, Sweetie Belle! Oh, oops. Oh my God. I am sorry. She pointed to a yellow earth pony that was sitting next to her. The earth pony had a red mane and slightly puffed bangs. This is Apple Bloom. Oh my God. I'm feeling like it's like I'm actually watching the show for some reason. I just feel like I am. This is Apple Bloom. Oh my God, Sweet Belle, Apple Bloom, and Scootaloo are fucking amazing. They are amazing. CMC. Yeah, this is April Bloom. She is working her. Ah, she has been working here as long as I have, 5 years. When we were both 7. Whoa! Apple Bloom was wearing a raggedy old dress and had a large pink bow in her mane. Sweetie Belle continued down the table. This is Gurulu. Apple Bloom continued down the table. Spoiler alert. Sweetie Belle continued down the table. This is Scootaloo, she said as she pointed to the orange Pegasus. Scootaloo had a semi-long purple mane and wore a stain-covered dress. She had been at the castle as far back as she can remember. Scootaloo smiled meekly. Oh, this is an alternate universe. I completely forgot, and I'm the one reading this. Back to the story. Reaching at the end of the left of the side of the table, Sweetie Belle stopped in between the chairs of 2 Earth Pony mares. These two are Alum and Lotus, she said, pointing to the hoof of both ponies. They both work at the palace. Oh, the 2 palace ponies. Palace ponies. The spa ponies. So that's what they're named. Alain and Lotus, she said, pointing a hoof at both ponies. They both work at the place spa, but also help around with cleaning. Alain and Lois both wear the same thing, a white long sleeve top with a white skirt and a white handband wrapped around their heads. Is it white? I don't remember. Next to Alo and Lotus, at the end of the table, there was a gray unicorn with a short black mane. Has his horn. His horn, unlike a normal unicorn's, was a different color than his coat. It was a shaded of blue, light blue. It was a shade of light blue. His eyes were red, and the part of his eyes were normally white was yellow. He was an old pair of pants and shirt. He wore an old pair of pants and shorts, and he has a sky gray on his face that made Fluttershy curious on why he was making that expression. This is Discord. He's been here. Sweetie Belle paused and looked at him. He shrugged, and she just continued on. For a long time. Next to Discord, there was a pink Earth Pony mare. Her mare was a hot pink color and was puffed up. She was the pinkest of the bunch, her eyes shining with excitement. She had a thin boy in blue skirt on a blue pocket top. This is Pinkie Pie. She decorates everything in the room. She normally works in the kitchen with Apple Bloom and Applejack. Sweetie Belle said, standing behind the chair of an orange Earth Pony. Applejack had a short yellow mane. She wore a red and white checkered dress and cow filly boots, and they were falling apart. On the top of her head, she wore a cow filly hat. Fluttershy thought that was a bit peculiar, since she did live and work in the capital city of Equestria. She is the main. Ah! She is the main chef at the castle. There you go. You're from Ponyville, right, Applejack? Applejack nodded her head. Sweetie Belle walked to the last pony at the end of the table closest to Fluttershy. There was an all green Earth Pony mare. She had a white mare that was in a bun. There was an old green Earth Pony mare. She had a white mane that was in a bun, and wore a simple yellow dress. This is Granny Smith. She had been here a really long time. She basically in charge of us servants, Sweetie Belle said. Well, Fluttershy said, it's very nice to meet everybody. I'm sure that the food you made is delicious. I'm just not very hungry right now. But some tea will be fine. Sweetie Belle sat back down in her chair and levitated the teapot over to Fluttershy and poured some tea into the teacup. So, Applejack said, grabbing the biscuit from the platter in front of her, how do ya like your castle so far? She bit into the biscuit after asking the question. Well, it's like a giant maze, and the only place I've been in so far is the throne room, my bedroom, and the tea room. Oh, and the occasionally the bathroom, of course. Fluttershy said, picking up her teacup. Discord mumbled something to himself at the other side of the table. Fluttershy sipped her tea. What was that, Discord? Oh, I kind of gave her an attitude. What was that, Discord? Discord cleared his throat, his face covered with a deep red blush. Oh, um, I was just saying that I could show you around the castle if you like. Oh, of course. I would like the most help I can get. Fluttershy smiled proudly. That, and I don't have much to do while blue blood is gone. Discord chuckled. His laugh was low and dark, causing the chill to run down Fluttershy's spine. What was more to learn about this strange and interesting servant? Artist Norm. I had the impulse to write. Find out next time on Grace, but I sadly didn't. I've been working on this for almost 2 weeks. Hope you enjoy. And an amazing story that was. I actually got myself excited there while reading the story, and hopefully you guys end up doing too. It is an amazing story, and it's an amazing story, and I can't wait to read what's next in the next chapter, if there is one. Hopefully there is one. I would love to continue to see what is next in this story. It is an interesting universe where Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, Apple Bloom, Discord, uh, Applejack, Fluttershy, I can't remember, Granny Smith. There you go. All of these characters end up serving under the reign of Blue Blood, which makes me wonder, like, how did it get like that? Blue Blood? If Blue Blood ends up hiding, how is everything else? It could be like, oh, the Dark Ages where I don't know. I would love to know more about the story, but this is all that's there so far. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the story, enjoyed my reading of it, and please check out the other videos that I have made if you guys want to continue this little session, I guess. But other than that, big thanks to Crash Landing 12 for making such a good, such an amazing story. And I'll see you guys in the next story I do. And I'll see you guys in the next chapter or in another story I make.